Okay, hopefully the sound is okay. So, I guess I should say hello. My name is Michael Owen. At the moment, I am going to be doing a stream for the first couple levels of BioShock 2. I guess I shouldn't start with that. What I should start with is that the purpose of the stream is to assist in donating to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And this is brought on by the death of one of my friends named Sevilla. She was an advocate for mental health, for immigration, and generally things I'm also an advocate for. It obviously it wasn't good to see her go or anything, but I figured that it would be a good idea to kind of continue what she wanted to do as well with donating, because she used to be big on donating for this one group called the American Immigration Council, which just made it easier for immigrants to come to the U.S. and at the moment it's really trying to fight those detention centers that are up. So it's a good goal there, but her family already had an extremely successful campaign towards them. So I figured that the best option next would be for NAMI. So we'll be donating to them this time. And the reason why we're doing BioShock 2 is because the BioShock series is one of our favorite series. So the last time I streamed, and there was way too long between streams, but the last time was for the first BioShock game, and this one it'll be for BioShock 2. And I'm only going to do the first couple levels today. Next week I'll continue and finish the game, and then I'll be doing the DLC for it, which is really, really good. So yeah, that's basically all that's happening at the moment. Yeah, I guess there's nothing else to really talk about. The way that I'll be doing this is kind of a walkthrough format. Hopefully the sound is okay. If it's not, then please let me know. But yeah, the way I'll be doing this is kind of a walkthrough format, where I will be guiding you through the game. Since I've played all of these games so much, I know the best ways to do most of everything. And I shouldn't say best ways, because there's so many ways to go through the games, but I have a certain playstyle, and I like playing that playstyle, and I know a really good way to go through that one playstyle. So that's what I should probably say instead. I don't think I have anything else to say just at the start here, so without further ado, let's... Oh, hold on. That's not what I wanted to do. What was it I wanted to do? I wanted to turn off disable. Okay. So everything... Oh, I want that on. And I want that on. So everything here should be fine. I'm going to turn this off as well. I'll turn these subtitles on. There's a problem with the subtitles in this game, and it's the same problem that BioShock 1's subtitles had. And that problem is that whenever subtitles come up, it comes up in a paragraph, and that paragraph is massive. And to make the subtitles easier to see, a black box comes behind those subtitles, which means that there's a massive black box with a bunch of words on it blocking the bottom of the screen. So subtitles in this game and the first one are really, really ugly to look at. So that's a bit of an issue, but it'll be fine. I will shut up now and we will start the game.
Look, Daddy, it's you.
I have Bluetooth Red. I don't know who you are, but hello. Does it sound okay?
Let's go out to play, Daddy.
Wait a minute, are you Sam?
More angels, Daddy. This way.
Yeah, I knew it. What's up, man? Alright, awesome. Yeah, the lag is just from the cutscene itself. It's pre-rendered, so it's kind of jittery. It's meant for, like, Xbox 360s, so, yeah.
There we are. He's perfectly safe now. This is not your daughter. Do you understand? Her name is Eleanor, and she is mine. Now, kneel, please. Remove your helmet. Now, take the pistol. Place it against your head. Fire.
Well, if only the gunshot sound effects actually sounded like that. That would be nice. Yeah, dude, it's been a couple years for me as well. I remember my first impressions when I first played it weren't, they weren't amazing. But I've come through the years to respect it a bit more, because it's just a very different type of story than the first one. I still prefer the first one, but it does its own thing really well.
Can you hear me?
Fuck. It crashed. Okay, I'm gonna try the remaster. Hold on, gotta make sure everything's okay here now. Yeah, dual loading is what made this game play so much better than the first. Like I said, I still like a lot of aspects of the first one more. But in terms of if I'm just trying to go and play a game, and if I'm not thinking about the story too much, I'll probably end up playing this one because combat's more fun, I think. It's just not as original as the first one, which at this point in time, it doesn't really matter how original it is because of how old they are. It's just two different stories in the same setting. Granted, this one's like 10 years in the future, so everything's more broken. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this cutscene since we just saw it. Unfortunately, I'll be playing the remaster, which isn't as good. They mess up a lot of things here because the actual regular PC version of this game is known for having really bad issues, such as the one you just saw where it crashed as soon as I got into gameplay. So it's fine. It's not too much different. Yeah, no, I agree. The first one's still way better.
Can you hear me?
Because it's just a mystery the first time you go to Rapture, and that one is amazing. And it's also like it's so dark and atmospheric. Well, this one is. I mean, it looks nice kind of sometimes, but it's just so bright and colorful. It doesn't fit the way that I feel like Rapture, or it doesn't work the way that I feel like the Rapture should look. So okay. Never pay attention to what the nursery rhyme this little sister is saying. Yeah, it is a nursery rhyme, so it's just really hard to hear. I can hardly even hear it right now. The other remaster is better in terms of technically, you know, technically it's better, but they made a lot of weird decisions with the sounds. Like sometimes sounds don't sound as good. A lot of things are more muffled. A lot of things are more staticky. It's like they took all the sounds and compressed them sometimes. Not everywhere, of course, but some things sound weird compared to the originals. Like in the first game, the first BioShock, the entire atmosphere is pretty much ruined because the ambient sound effects are all really muffled and distorted sounding. So the first one is just ruined in that one. Also, they took away the shine effects on all the surfaces in the first one, so it's just everything looks really dry. Like that wouldn't be in the first one. So the original first game is definitely better than the remaster. But from what I can tell, this one's fine. I need to change the controls real quick. I'm sorry. Am I good? I think that should be good. Alright, there we go. Wait a minute, before I check again, is there a walk button? I'm going to need to slow down sometimes. Just for the sake of, you know, cinematics and crap. Okay, this one doesn't seem to have a walk button. Yeah, I'd hardly call it a remaster. Only thing that it does good is gives you a field of view slider and doesn't crash as much. Also, the first one, the original, had an issue, again, with sound. The first one just has really weird issues with sound, where if too many sounds are playing at once, some of them start cutting out. So, like, you're shooting a machine gun, there's some explosions to your left. If a bunch of explosions go off at once, then your machine gun won't be making any sound anymore. So, I don't know, the PC version of the first one is just fucked up in general. And first, audio diary. There'll be a lot of them in this game.
Lesson 1, Mop Jockeys. You are under the ocean now. If you feel the soft patter of rain on your hat, you're already fired. Lesson 2. You can jumpstart a dead generator with a direct spark, but clear the guests out of the pool first. Scares these rich pricks to watch a working stiff hurling thunderbolts. You follow me?
I need this. Do you hear me?
So, biggest change from the first one is that, I mean, it's pretty obvious from the first cutscene. You're a Bay Daddy in this one, probably the weakest Bay Daddy to ever live. But you are, and with that, it comes with some advantages such as having a drill, which is really nice. It's really fun. 0451, just like every goddamn immersive sim game out there. Except this one's backwards. And kind of a little explanation of tonics for people who don't know what they are.
My husband is such a perfect idiot. Throws away all his spending money on gene tonics to affect a look of physical fitness. So he'll have an excuse to sit on his rear all day listening to radio serials. Steven, I tell him, you want to be fit? Come swim laps with me, the old-fashioned way. It's your mind that's atrophying. Maybe I'll start sneaking some brain boost into his daily regimen.
Holy shit. Thank you, Sam. So Bluetooth Arch just donated 20. I very much appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. And it seems as if the gold counter still isn't working. Wait, who's living with a shot in his head? Oh, there we go. Gold counter's working. Perfect. These are in the first 2 levels for some reason, and then they never appear again. These dispensers. It's weird. So you notice from the first one, everything's really messed up compared to the first one. You know, it's 10 years in the future. Well, 9 years or 8 years. It's almost a decade into the future. Everything's just more dirty and destroyed. It's really ugly, and it's really colorful. Oh, the Big Daddy, yeah. And this one has a story that's way more personal than the first one throughout. Now, the first one is, of course, you have direct family ties to Rapture, but the story of the first one is about Rapture itself. This one is about Subject Delta and the kind of the underbelly of Rapture, the people who were forgotten about, while the first one was very much about the people who were meant for Rapture. And those people are the ones who use their smarts, use their ability to create and became successful. This one is about the people who, you know, helped make the plumbing.
Daddy was sleeping for such a long time, and Eleanor has missed you. Find her and you'll be all better. Daddy!
Yeah, the first one definitely is more thematic. Like this one, well, this one does have levels that represent that kind of stuff too, because the first one, you know, you have Arcadia represents like basically the lung of Rapture, what keeps Rapture alive. Then you have the industry part, you have the artistic part with Fort Frolic, which, by the way, the person who made the level Fort Frolic is the director of this game. But yeah, this one is mostly just, you know, the people who were screwed out of being here, and the focus of it is really on Subject Delta, which is weird because you're just a Big Daddy. But like I said, it does certain things well, differently than the first one, and I still liked it quite a bit. So, Electro Bolt is back, and it sounds way cooler in this one. Except it's really quiet for some reason. Oh, that's another issue that the audio has in this one. Gunshots and plasmids are really quiet for some reason compared to other things.
What?
And they've got the same voice actors back for the splicers. Of course, just like the last one, all the splicers have a personality type. They all have certain models. So they get a lot of variety in them. Let me save real quick. Do I have Twitch saving set up? Because I don't have Vita Chambers on. For All was definitely one of my favorite levels in that game. F11. F11 is terrible. That's stupid. Thank you. Yeah, it's those plastered splicers, man. And I wish that there was something like that in this game, because, like, For Frolic was dark, it was terrifying, and the sounds, the ambient sounds everywhere, it got under your skin. And this one doesn't really have anything like that. Like, if you see demos for BioShock 2, it all used to look really dark. Like, notice how everything in this room is really, like, foggy and blue, and it's all really well lit. Well, in the demo, it looks like that everything would have been really, really dark and black, and, like, the only light would have been kind of a little bit of blue from there, from the ceiling windows, and that door over there. And that would have been about it. And I wish that they kept that style, because it looks much more like the first one. And right now it looks too bright, like I said before, but, like, you know, it is a different style. It still looks fine. It's just it doesn't work as well, I think. Because F11 is the screenshot button for Steam. So every time I Twitch save, I'd be hitting a screenshot.
At last, a signal. You, who are bringing this dead city to life, listen. My name, it is Tannenbaum. I know who you are, and I am in much need of your help. Please, find me in the Atlantic Express train station.
One of the few returning characters. I don't think that there actually are any, besides her. At least none that you talk to. That's so short. Beta-daddies aren't as much of a threat in this one as in the first one, which is good because the biggest threat comes from what you do with the little sisters in this one, which is much different than the first one, and I will talk about that later.
To my daughter, Eleanor, soon you will be born, and Rapture will be your home. You shall be raised as I was, to advance the common good through social psychiatry. This city's potential is immeasurable, Eleanor, yet our beliefs are unwelcome here. Life will be difficult, but the price of revolution is always dear. If we are patient with her, Rapture will come to us.
I haven't had a taste of Adam in weeks.
I don't need to hear your grousing. Go running to the lab. So
Maybe I will. I'm sick of digging through muck for a scrap to eat.
I said quit complaining. Tiresome.
This is Dr. Sophia Lamb with a message for the people. Remember, you are not alone. Think of me not as leader, but as mother to the Rapture family.
So just with that little dialogue alone, you get a pretty good sense of how different Lamb is from Andrew Ryan.
I am back in the Rapture after so many years. The little ones I rescued are grown up, and think of me no more. After what I once did to them, it was a joy to be forgotten. But now, all around the world, children vanish by the sea, kidnapped. And so I return, in fear of what I already know. Someone is making new little ones, continuing my work, my sins. Even if I am to die for it, I must stop them.
Dead Rosie. And the first gate, I would call it, for the game. Because sometimes when you pick up this rubber gun, at least in the original, you pick up this rubber gun and the game crashes after about 2 seconds. And I don't know if it'll happen. Why is the lighting changing so much every time? That's supposed to be the spark? The lighting's changing a lot for some reason here. Anyways, it would crash like 2 seconds after you picked it up. So I'm gonna save real quick. And then picked it up. Hopefully this doesn't crash. I think we're good. They changed the way blood looked from the first one too. Now that's like this weird mist. It's not very fun. Because in the first one it was like jelly. Like jelly. It was really fun to hit bodies with. And they also had that really harsh rad doll whenever you hit them. You just stay still now. It's a shame. Alright, so here's one of the cut items from the first one. I'm not sure if I ever pointed out any of the posters, but originally plasmas would be in bottles like this. They would be like pills more than injectable things. And this was one that would give you a temporary boost of speed because originally, in the first BioShock, your movement speed was really, really slow. And in here we'll see the game's one and only bathysphere station. As well as this guy. So this audio diary, I should probably explain this a little bit. Before the game came out, there was a big marketing ploy called There's Something Under the Sea. And it was basically this couple month long story about a person whose daughter went missing. And he tracked them down to Rapture. And eventually you'd find on the website, and again, this was pre-release, that he found Rapture and went. Yeah, the red doll is so good. I loved it. Luckily, telekinesis is still here, so. But he found Rapture, went to it, and I guess he arrived in this bathysphere for some reason instead of the welcome to Rapture place. So this is his first audio log, and also for some reason his audio logs have color in the picture. So.
Barely made it down alive, but here it is, and it's real. Rapture. This is where that thing took my poor baby girl. From what I saw in the sub, most of the city's in ruins. But there were lights here and there. And shapes moving. I'm rambling, scared, I guess. But maybe, if I find this Dr. Lamb I keep hearing over the PA, I'll find Cindy too.
He wasn't supposed to see me. He was supposed to go over there, start searching that, and then I would blow him up with this. But for some reason he saw me. Which is annoying. So, you know, as I've said before, cutscenes, they scare me, because these games have really bad technical issues. So, I'm going to save again.
Big sister doesn't want you playing with me.
Are you ready for me to ruin the illusion for you? Alright, here we go. I'm gonna ruin it. So, how are things going? As you can see, there's a weird kind of a blue effect on the water now. I don't think that used to be there. I think that water used to be more black. But that's pretty much... That's a small thing, I guess. It was way worse than the first one, because like every piece of water in the first one, the remaster has a new has a new texture behind it, so it would simulate reflections. But it was wrong in pretty much every location. Anyways, if you stand still, you can't die. You can't die there. That fight doesn't matter. Don't waste the resources.
Is always watching. To steal Adam is to steal from the Rapture family. Your family.
Always dead cats. So you see, you go through this entire area, and you'll pretty much just refill your health just by searching it. And here's an audio diary by Andrew Ryan.
Diane insisted that we spend a weekend at the Adonis, and already I find myself seeking a respite from my vacation. She deems it necessary to chide me for working. The words dissolve into an endless animal bleat. I founded Rapture to be free of law and God, to live among those for whom work is our wage. Yet, when Diane speaks of burying my child, I'm given pause. Till now I had never considered my legacy. Perhaps after the new year.
That shit went well. Yeah, no, that fight, it's really unfortunate. It's just like an illusion of intensity, which is really weird that they put that there, because you do the fight, she can't kill you, yet there is a respawn station right here in the same room. So I don't know if maybe they just added that later on because people kept dying or something, but I don't know. It's really weird anyways. I would give this game one big thing. The sounds are really, really bassy, and it sounds great.
In that suit, even the ocean cannot harm you. This is good. But Rapture is the death of many great men. Alone, you will not last long. You can still reach the train station. Find me there.
For one thing, it is beautiful to be able to walk outside of Rapture.
All right, diary. Last entry. Lizzie and I, we found a sphere, and we're going home. Ain't that right, baby? Next stop, topside.
Oh, I love you. It was you who saved us, Sammy. It was you, but what was that? What's that sound?
She's seen us. It's Lyle. Torpedo! Ah, I'm trying to...
That's the new Bidaddy type. So in the first one we had two Bidaddies. They were the Bouncer and the Rosie, and then there were elite versions of them, which were they were just harder versions of the same things. We have a new one here, and that is the Rumbler, which is actually a cut Bidaddy from the first one that they repurposed and put back into the game. Fuel station, they're actually useless. It's these kinds of things, and also concept art from the original, from when they were first making it. What was that? Apparently there would be sections where you would go outside and fight things, and then you would like fight you would fight sea creatures out here, like splicers that adapted to the sea. And after I played a more recent game called Prey, yeah, check that out. That's the plane. Even though I can't say the word, doesn't make sense where it is. What was I saying? See, I recently played a game called Prey that took place in a space station, and you would go outside, and there'd be creatures outside that you'd fight, and that's how you would get around in the space station, almost a fast travel. You'd go out of airlocks, and then you would like float through space and get into different places like that. And now I'm thinking, man, I wish it was like that in BioShock 2, how you got around to different locations. You would like fight things on the outside and explore the underwater sections. That would have been great. Oh, nice. I didn't know that you've been streaming. Gotta let me know when you're doing that. I would definitely like to join in. Right now I have one monitor and a TV to my right. I triggered the music before I was ready to go forward, so I had to go forward really fast in the mid-sentence. But yeah, so I have a really big TV to my right, and it's really hot to my right because of the just the screen being there. But that's also where my chat is, and like where everything is to make sure that the stream is working correctly. So I have to keep looking to my right. Hello, big sister. Yeah, Dead Space was awesome, dude. In fact, that was supposed to be the original concept for Dead Space was that it would be it was supposed to be named System Shock 3. Which, is what BioShock came from System Shock 2, but they rebranded it because they couldn't get the rights. So now it's Dead Space. I love Dead Space. It was great.
Ah, Herr Delta. You arrive, as the little one said you would. Come upstairs to the ticket booth, and I will offer what I know of you.
It is just too bad that Dead Space 3 didn't live up to Dead Space 1 and 2. I actually like the first one more than 2. I remember it's just Isaac didn't talk in the first one. I didn't like that in the second one. But it's been a few years. So maybe my opinion would change on that. Okay, this actually looks way more detailed in the remastered. I didn't think that they would add so much detail in this. That's pretty cool. So you notice that with all this just kind of metal beams and everything, all the walkways, we're in the backside of this area. This isn't really supposed to be traversed by the public. This is very much like a maintenance building, and one of the old ones. So, like I said before, everything in this game looks way older than it does in the first one because it takes place in the older parts of Rapture, which, in my opinion, is thematically really cool. Sam, did you actually beat the first Dead Space, or you mean it's like two stories and
Now most who
you
survive
can't
are
actually
like
like
this.
push your way through it?
Splicers. They're drug addicts, vicious animals.
Yeah, it's like the old Resident Evil games. Crazy clunky, but it adds to the horror really well. Granted, if you play it on PC, it actually becomes really easy, and I kind of wish I didn't, because the whole thing with Dead Space is you're shooting off the limbs and stuff, right? But with the mouse and keyboard, that's just way too easy.
Sometimes trick the security system into opening a door. But
Yeah, Tenenbaum, I'm farming. How many are there? Jesus. Ah, darn. So acting's different in this one. It's just a little needle. All happens in real time. It's really awesome. I hated the pipe dream thing in the first one, so this was a huge improvement for me. You should definitely try playing Dead Space. Ooh, do it on the stream. Oh, so they added some things to the hacking. So before, you would either do a successful hack or a not successful hack. In this one, they added like different types of hacking. So you can get a green one, which is just a basic success, and a blue one, which gives you some sort of bonus along with it being a successful hack. But yeah, there's some other colors too that makes it a bit harder. But yeah, so hacking's been greatly improved. I also loved Resident Evil 2. Did you play it on PC or PS4? Also, which route did you take first? Hold on. Is this supposed to be like actual deers, or is this just decoration for people walking by? Because this looks... This is some flat stuff. And these bots are still useless.
This
BC,
is
oh
Dr.
nice.
Sophia Lamb. Andrew Ryan is dead, but the tyrant dwells within us all. Remember, we reject the gene. We reject the self. We reject the tyrant.
Yeah, I'd probably play most games on my computer as well if it weren't for a lot of games having DRM things, which is the reason why I don't play a lot of Capcom games on my computer, because most of their games have DRM, and I'm not a fan of that, so I just did them on console anyways. Another, I think this is going to be an Andrew Ryan one. Yeah.
I'm told that the people grow tense and isolated in the absence of the sun. Now they clamor for a psychiatrist. They miss the state censor, I wonder. Wartime seizure of private assets? Or the Cheka police vanishing them in the night? Regardless, this Lamb woman is said to be the foremost practitioner in her field. Fine. If she can quiet the rattling of the great chain's weakest links, I will leave her to it.
Yeah, I don't remember what DRM stands for, but it's basically like an online check. So you can't play a game when you're offline from the internet. You have to be connected to the internet for it to work. Which would mean that like when the game's servers go down, you've also lost access to that game. So that's why I kind of try to stay away from PC games with DRM. Plus, it also it's like a background program running on your application, so it also slows down the game from running as well as it could.
I know you. That symbol on your hand marks you a dead man. 10 years, Subject Delta, since I watched you put a gun to your head and pull the trigger. But take heart. Out of your pain, paradise was born. I don't know how you survived, but your suffering is over now. These men will ease your burden. Please understand that like all I have done, this is an act of love.
It is Sophia Lamb. She has found you.
So, same as last time, don't worry about it. It's all just for show. Stand here, you'll be fine. Plus, you get a automatic health pack right here anyways. But yeah, the PC version of Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 7, and DMC 5, I think, they all have some sort of DRM implemented in them. I think that one is de novo, which shouldn't be too much of an issue, since I think that de novo is one of the ones that doesn't... It's not as crazy demanding as other ones.
Now you know of the enemy we share.
But it's still present.
Sophia Lamb. The camera in your helmet allows me to watch through your eyes and help you to fight her.
Apparently, Subject Delta has a camera in his helmet. They added these ripples. That actually looks pretty cool. It's a bit weird on these pipes over here, but I liked it anyways. How do you do it over here? I'm gonna save again. It's been a while. DMC5 is one of my favorite games this year so far. Actually, that and Resident Evil 2. Capcom is on a roll at the moment. At least for those two games. So same deal with cameras. You know, hack them. They'll see an enemy for you. They call on bots to fight them. In this one, like I said, there's the blue hack tiles on your hacking device. So that makes it so that if you did a blue one, whenever an alarm is called on an enemy, it'll the alarm will last longer than if you just did a regular successful hack. Yeah, I've been wanting to go back and play DMC5 again. I've just been delaying it for some reason. I definitely want to go back and do it again.
Security cameras belong to Lamb. But if you are clever,
I'm so bad at it though. I want to play the first. Well, I want to play 1 and 3 then before I go back to 5. Because I kind of rushed through those games because I wanted to get to 5, but I kind of destroyed my own liking of them just because I rushed through them. So I definitely want to play those again too. Who's your favorite character in that one to play as?
Father, it's me, Eleanor. I know you're awake in there. I can feel it. Mother won't be able to toy with you like that ever again. This plasmid is for you. If I'm right, you can use it now. Please, find me.
So that's the second instance of Eleanor telepathically talking to you somehow, because apparently you can do that with plasmids. Who knew that genetically altering yourself could cause you to have telepathy? Granted, there is many plasmids in this, so I shouldn't be complaining or anything. Dude, you beat on DMD? That is some skill right there. I didn't hardly do it on anything above Devil Hunter. Oh, I skipped it. I'm sorry. I forgot to. I wanted to show that to you. It was so each plasma has a little video about what it does. But this is just telekinesis, of course, the same way as in the first one. But there are some nice upgrades in this one for it. And I'm gonna see if I can get those. I'm not sure entirely how I want to play this one. I'm gonna head back here because there's an audio log you can pick up that is one of the better ones.
Actually, I'm quite busy right now, Miss Eleanor. Maybe later. Well, all right. But do you mind if I take you apart while I wait? I promise I'll put you back together. Wait! You can't do that! No! Wait! Eleanor!
Incinerate's fantastic, but actually, after playing this one a bunch of times, I think that my favorite one is Enrage. I've been talking to Siri for a long time, apparently. Yeah, no, Enrage is great in this one. Enrage and Bees, because it trades traps. It's like BioShock Infinite, where the crows made traps.
Saved a whole kindergarten full of cutesy little brats, and went up happy ever after. He was a pansy. End of story.
Can't give half a squirt when he's done. He's gone now, and not left and used.
They are talking about the result of Jack's actions from the first game. Get out of my way!
Hey, gotta stash myself.
Those things suck. Ah, this one's good. Tells you about the why. It's a good little explanation for why we never see any of these trams in the first game.
There would be no Rapture without me. No city without the Atlantic Express. Ryan took his first grand tour on my flagship coach. These days, personal bathyspheres are all the rage. My rails only connect the oldest parts of Rapture now. And the city's just left me behind. Plenty of cash in the bank, though. This private vehicle craze will blow over soon.
Yeah, gotta let them let their final thoughts out, man. And this is one of my favorite glitches that happens sometimes in the game. Note how my arms are no longer moving. I am now gliding along the ground. I'm floating. There is nothing to stop me. There's no footsteps or anything. I am completely quiet. I'm hovering. I am a ghost. Because he sucks. He was on fire. He was about to die anyways. It's like a mercy killing. This room looks pretty good. Remember how I was talking about earlier how everything looked kind of blue and light? This one looks pretty okay. I wish that more of the game was like this. All dark and really dreary. It looks really cool. Makes it obvious that the tech really didn't change. It was just the style that they used that changed.
White is not black, Dr. Lamb. Down is not up, and straw is not gold. Look around you. Rapture is no miracle. It is a product of reason. Impossible unless 1 and 1 are 2, and A equates to A.
And yet, alone, each man is a prisoner to bias, dream, delusion, or the pain of a phantom limb. To one man, they are as real as rain. Reality is consensus, and the people are losing faith. Take a walk, Andrew. It is raining in Rapture, and you have simply chosen not to notice.
I should do this one out of the way. They all cheered for a Lamb right there, and they kind of were meh about what Ryan said. This is a sequel to a game that didn't have any plans for a sequel. It's a bit ham-fisted. There's a new villain in that directly went against Ryan in so many ways and so successfully, and was just never mentioned in the first one. It's a bit weird, but they kind of had to do it to make it all work. I wish that they could have done something better, but it's still fine. I'll have another diary by Mark Meltzer here as well.
These people are hooked on some kind of genetic wonder drug called Adam. I've read the word splicer scribbled on walls like a warning. One of them cornered me and Christ, his face. I had a gun, but I choked. And then out of nowhere, we both heard this singing. And he took off like hell on wheels. It sounded like a kid. A little girl. Cindy's alive. I know it in my gut.
Yeah, I didn't like the story too much when I first played it as well. But, like I said, over the years I've grown to kind of appreciate it a lot more because it's so different from the first one. I still like the first one more, but it's a very different type of story that I still like. It's much more directly about the kind of person that your character is, despite him being a metallic, robotic Big Daddy grafted to his suit. But also with Martin Meltzer, it's really fascinating to see kind of an outside perspective of someone coming into Rapture. It's like he's the player from the first game.
Sophia Lamb is using the splicers against you. Most big daddies are like her slaves, guarding the little ones. But someone has awakened you. I know of your bond with Eleanor Delta. To save yourself, you will come for her. But Eleanor has a destiny, one you cannot share. There is no place for you in paradise. In ethical psychiatry, we must account for the role of evolution. Depression, fits of panic, sexual pathos, all responses to ancient selection pressure. The irony is that this theory is why Ryan's people invited me here. They mistake my study of natural law for the worship of competition. Remember, Eleanor, one must know the beast before it can be slain.
And vending machines, of course, these are back. Always fun as ever, except in BioShock 2, they don't make the sound anymore. They don't make those great circus clown sounds, which really sucks. But one of the best things that the remaster did, those sounds are back. They're back. They added them back. I'm so happy about that. Actually, they returned in the Minerva's Den DLC, but they weren't in the main game. But now they're back. I'm so happy about that. I'm gonna save because it's been a really long time.
Quickly, head for the elevator.
You hate the sounds of the vending machines? I love those things. I mean, yeah, they're a bit creepy, but it's got so much charm behind them. Especially the ammo ones, with that completely racist Spanish sounding one. It's great. I love it. Whoa. Oh. I was pressing the wrong healing button. I need to work on that. Healing is E. I was pressing F, which is the interact button. Because F is the healing button in BioShock 1. And they changed that around.
Quickly, head for the elevator.
Did that blow up in my face?
Why not? Just one last you can't stand up to me.
Oh no, it is pretty good. I just keep forgetting to pull it out. I probably should be doing that more often. There's no menu to switch weapons in this one, so I kind of neglect doing it a lot. Telekinesis is nowhere near as powerful as it was in the first one. In the first one, I was mostly all about melee weapons. In this one, it's a bit different. I do tend to use the rivet gun a lot more.
Now, here is what the children tell me. You are a very old Big Daddy, bonded for life to a single little one. When you are apart for too long, your body begins to shut down like a coma. As long as the girl is in rapture, you are trapped here as well. The name of your little one is Eleanor Lamb, daughter of Sevilla. She is kept at Fontaine Futuristics on the other side of the city. You must go there and save her before it is too late.
Dumbass. There's a person there. There. Are they dead? I can't tell. Oh yeah, they're dead. Yep, they're dead. So trap rivets. Of course, just like in the first one, there are different types of ammo. This one has a bit more variety. Like in the first one, you'd have pistol rounds, anti-personnel rounds, armor-piercing rounds, and they do pretty much all of what you would think. This one, there's regular rivets, heavy rivets, which are fantastic. They do a bit slowly, but they do a ton of damage to everything. Yeah, very good splicer. And trap rivets, which are just traps, obviously. There's a lot more variety in this one. It's a lot less arbitrary things in terms of the weapons.
Dr. Su Chong's death was a nasty blow to the Protector program, but I'm gradually settling into his role, picking up the slack that his carelessness left behind. We are gaining steam again, but I'm not satisfied. Yes, the Big Daddy defends the girl, but he is programmed only for the fight. Like a sheepdog who wanders off unless a wolf is tearing at his flock. When no aggressor is present, he regards his little sister as he might a common houseplant. We need something more, something stronger, an unbreakable physiological bond.
Does this ceiling have a texture? I've never looked up in this room for some reason, but I don't see any texture. Anyways, Gil Alexander is a bit of an antithesis to Sinclair from the first one. I mean, not Sinclair. To Dr. Yi Suchon. Suchon is an asshole. I love him. I want to save these for later, because there will be a fight happening just in a moment, which means I also want to actually hack a couple things here. So hack that. Hopefully I didn't aim well enough to do this. There's a health station over there. We don't want to splash using health stations. Perfect. And there's another health station right here, which I'll get as soon as I can, but I can't quite get to it yet.
Here, in the ticket booth. Press the button so we can speak face to face.
Sure thing, let me save because I'm scared. Both on a death level and a technical level. But it seems much more stable than the original.
You see? This is why I must fight Sophia Lamb. She is using the new little ones for something. And I have returned to rescue them. If I do not, more children will die for my sins. And the rapture nightmare, it will repeat forever. Now, we must talk, citizens.
Not just cutscenes. Cutscenes that cause crashes.
Delta. Behind that mask hides an enemy of the people, without soul or sympathy. It is a beast apart, and as family, we must tear out its jaw and drive it back into the sea.
Lamb will take this place apart to find you. Please hold back the splicers until we escape.
Okay, I gotta hack this real fast. Did it! Give me that! Give me that! Come on! Come on! Walk into the water. Come on! Come on! Come on, I want you to do it. I waited too long. What? Why aren't you?
Thank you. Now I must leave you, and I am sorry for this. But there are others I must help before the city drowns. This man Sinclair, he is an ally, and will guide you to Eleanor. Goodbye, Herr Delta. And good luck.
Well, look at you. A bona fide knight in armor, complete with iron horse. The name's Augustus Sinclair, Sport, Esquire. Old Tannenbaum and I share an interest in the old Fontaine building, the very same place you'll find Eleanor Lamb. I think you and I can do business. Take the train to Ryan Amusements. I'll see you shortly.
Okay, god damn it, I'll use the drill. So there we have Sinclair. Sinclair's a bit of a jerk too sometimes. Hi Victoria. How are you?
And is responsible for stealing children from the surface. Her splicers destroyed my submersible and forced me to run. But the ticket booth here is secure. And though I cannot trust him, Sinclair is a valuable ally. I have already rescued a few of the new little ones from Lamb. They all want to know how we will get home. I wish I had the right words for them.
I should clarify. Sinclair is a bit of a jerk too, but he's just working with what Rapture gives him. And to the first real level. Ooh, I should have saved. Sometimes loading screens cause crashes. Well, you could be one of the people who just built it for all the people who were rich. The rich guys are jerks usually. There's a few nice people going around. One of the few good people, which we will see in the DLC for this game. You know the line where Tenenbaum said there are others I must help before the city drowns? That's actually set up for the DLC.
Whoa there. Now better apply the brakes unless you're aiming to dash yourself against that glacier up ahead.
Yeah, that's 10 miles an hour. It would break the hell out of this train. Dashing herself against that glacier.
As you can see, Chief, the station here's iced over. To reach Eleanor Lamb at Fontaine headquarters, we'll have to clear the way. Now, in order to melt that ice, you'll need a plasmid, like a handful of hellfire. We used to sell a fine old product called Incinerate in the amusement park up yonder. Go on and find a way in. I've already been on all the rides.
Man, they made the backgrounds in this game look way better than they used to. It still looks kind of like a painting, but it's a much more high-resolution painting than it used to be. So, Ryan Amusements. This is a level that serves to be kind of a little summary of Rapture if you didn't play the first game. It's very cultish behavior. Does this game is actually about a cult. I'm gonna play this in a moment. I just want to do this first.
Cloud!
Hi, Michael just donated $5 on Tiltify, so thank you very much. Victoria, that was definitely Victoria. What the hell do you mean, get wrecked? Thank you, Victoria, I really appreciate it. But you're supposed to be saving that money, come on. I should probably play the audio diary now.
Eleanor is progressing brilliantly. My physical participation in her birth was minimized, of course. It is vital that I am unhindered by nature's crude bias. I will be, above all, her intellectual progenitor, loyal not to her, but to the people she will ultimately save. But I
Get wrecked by who? I wrecked this splicer.
As an agent of our beliefs, she may surpass even me.
I just want to show off this little, or this large pillar right here. This thing looks awesome. It looks like something from BioShock Infinite actually, instead of from a BioShock game. At least, not from BioShock 2. It doesn't look like anything else from BioShock 2. This is probably the most rich area that we actually go to in BioShock 2, except for maybe Fontaine Futuristics later on, but. You know, that's different. How do you set up the donation thing anyways? Which part of the donation thing?
Welcome to Ryan Amusements. Insert your ticket
Like, are you talking about the splash screen that comes up whenever someone donates, or like how do I set up the donation thing in the first place so it goes to the right party?
You're a rare old model, son. Alpha series, I believe. Now, Rapture's full of scientific wonderments just like you. And if we can sell them to the world at my price, well, curing your condition ought to be a cakewalk. Once we find Eleanor, the sky's the limit.
Whole thing. Well, let me save right now while I explain this. We have a good little bit to go with not too much happening. So the first thing you want to do is decide where they're donating to. So you want to download Streamlabs OBS, which is a different version of Open Broadcast software. And on there they have a whole bunch of different things meant specifically for streaming, including a donation tab and also a Tiltify donation tab. So if you want the donations to go to you, then you would just use the regular donation tab. You would input a some sort of means that a bank account or PayPal, whatever you want the money to go into. That way it goes to you, and once you input all this stuff into Streamlabs OBS, you'll be given a donation link. And with the donation link on Twitch, at least, I'm not sure if you're watching. Yeah, you're watching on Twitch. So if you scroll down, you see you've already done it once, but you put the link there behind a picture or something of your creation, and when people click on that, they'll be linked to the place where to donate to you. And same deal with Tiltify donations, but Tiltify is basically sending the money to a website that distributes it to the correct parties instead of just to yourself. But it's the same deal with both of them. Just input whatever method you need, that way you can be paid, and then put the donation link that it gives you into that little box. If you need if you need me to explain this to you better later on, I will. But yeah, and if you want to, well, let me just keep going. If you want to make a splash screen show up on the stream itself, whenever someone donates, that's all happening from the Streamlabs OBS. Those would be called widgets, and you can add a bunch of different widgets. So like whenever that splash screen does come up, it's called a donation widget. So whenever somebody donates, since the donation link is already linked to your OBS account, it'll just show up whenever somebody clicks that link in order to, or once somebody actually donates from that link. So it'll just show their name and their and how much they donated, and you can change a bunch of settings there too, like the colors of everything, the size of everything, the words that it says when they donate, if you wanted to show their donation message or not. But yeah, again, even if it is a good explanation, it's kind of a I did it in kind of a long-winded way, I think. So if you need me to explain it better later on, then I definitely can. But yeah, so that's how you would do that. So it all starts with Streamlabs OBS. So download that, and it's pretty intuitive for the most part from there. There's a few parts that confuse me though, that it took me a long time to get used to. So Power to the People Stations. These are back from the first one, upgrading your weapons and everything. I am going to upgrade the rivet gun damage. Yeah, please do. I was confusing myself when I tried to explain it right now. So, audio diary.
I was hired to engineer a park the likes of which no man has seen. Now all I do is watch over it like a grizzled sheepdog. My first line of mechanical puppets made the children here coo with wonder. But Ryan thought my vision was immature. Antiquated, he said. This place could have been something magical. But instead, he turned it into a school. No, a cathedral. Dedicated to himself.
You have a upload speed of 10. I don't think that you really need that much of a upload speed, because I mean you can set it. It's just the quality won't be amazing depending on your upload speed, of course. But you can still stream. You definitely still can.
The door controls. That should pop it open.
Yeah, at the moment my upload speed is only, looks like it's averaging about 12. So it's really not. You should really be fine. I'm only uploading. I'm streaming at 75 kilobytes. Shit. Come on. Good. It just comes to getting the right the right number. Yeah, it happens to me sometimes too. Do you use OBS or something else to stream? Because it happened to me a lot when I used OBS, but since I switched to Streamlabs OBS, it's happened way less. Probably because this one is just completely meant for streaming. Which of course OBS is meant for streaming as well, but this one was the most optimized, if you know what I mean.
Jam dandy. That'll get you in the park. But buying Incinerate's gonna cost Adam. It's a sort of genetic goo that lets you rewrite whatever God gave you. The Little Sisters carry the stuff, as you may recall, so you'll need to locate one. I heard whispering near the El Dorado Lounge. Have a look.
Yeah, switch to Streamlabs OBS. That might help a little bit. I used the drill. There you go. Awesome machine gun. This one is amazing. Like the Tommy gun in the first one is awesome too, but this is a fucking minigun. I love it. This is fun. I should have upgraded the damage on this. I should try to do this playthrough with using the drill as much as possible. That would be a good challenge. Yeah, Streamlabs is just like a... I keep coughing, sorry about that. It's just like a side application to OBS. So it's the same company, same website and everything, so... Hopefully it's good. Journey to the surface. I'm just playing somebody's speech from later on. Drill only? Yeah, definitely mess with it. See what you can do. Drill only. I can try it.
I am Andrew Ryan. Welcome to Ryan Amusements. Please enjoy the park.
Rumbellets, hello, how are you doing? Sorry, I don't recognize your name. Do I know you in real life, or were you one of the people that that raided the stream last time? What are you talking about? I'm on the store right now. Anyway, here's some little exhibits.
Andrew Ryan wakes one night while cruising the Atlantic in his
I don't remember the username.
his sleep interrupted with a singular purpose. Here, he shouts to his crewmen as he wipes sleep from his eyes. Full stop. We begin building here.
Is this Victoria? On like a different Twitch account? Okay, yeah, that's Victoria.
State-of-the-art submersible platform, nicknamed the Sinker, ferries supplies and workers to the sea floor, fathoms below. After initial supplies have been brought to the sea floor, the platform is permanently moored in the sediment. Massive iron girders are sunk hundreds of feet into the rock and silt. Below the platform, engineers work to overcome obstacles, such as diamond-hard rock, obstinate sea life, and unexpected challenge.
It's such a cool area. Like, it's so simple. It's actually pretty small compared to the areas for the rest of the game, but it's still really cool. And here is an audio log for... yeah, well, I mean, you'll see. It's pretty cool.
I love the kids in Miss English third grade class, but boy, I had no idea what I was getting into. Volunteering to chaperone this New Year's sleepover party at Ryan Amusements. Donnie, get down off that exhibit, and I told you, spit out that gum! You'll choke! The kids' parents deserve a night off to enjoy New Year's, but I'm at my wit's end. Donnie, I told you!
Oh, I didn't know that you didn't import your settings. That's actually really cool. Yeah, that's part of what made BioShock's level design so good in the first place. They weren't too big. I mean, like, of course they were really big when they first started, but like most of the levels in this game are almost twice the size of the ones from the first one. And it can be pretty daunting sometimes. They're all really, really well designed, but sometimes, you know, I usually think that focus is a lot more enjoyable than just size. That's why I bet open world games are a bit much for me lately. Like the new Ubisoft games, new Far Cry's or Assassin's Creed's, they're huge, they're absolutely massive, and they're just too much. It like, because of the size of them, it takes out the fun of the exploration. I'm gonna go this way. We'll be coming back down here later on, but there's one side path to explore at the moment. And I don't think we listened to this exhibit yet.
After the platform is secured, work progresses at an astounding rate. Designed to be the foundation.
Yeah, Streamlabs is way better optimized than regular OBS. Oh, Bluetooth threat? Yeah. Yeah, it's Sam.
You're kind and welcome.
Didn't finish his sentence like a nerd or something. I'm gonna save because I'm scared for my life. This one too.
Open up, go!
I forgot. Drill only. It's funny because when I played BioShock 1, I'm always so used to just using the wrench the entire time because it's the strongest thing. But in this one, I hardly ever actually use the drill. So it's almost the opposite. Because when I played BioShock 1, I was challenged by doing a playthrough where I didn't use the wrench at all. And now I'm doing the opposite. I'm challenged by yelling and using the drill. Slicers are amazing, man. And all the personalities. I wish that there were more types. And I wish that the ones in the Burial at Sea DLCs were just as fun as the ones in the first two BioShock games, but they're just not great in the Burial at Sea DLCs. They look pretty terrifying though sometimes.
Used to be there was no margin in running the gift shop. I couldn't hardly sell off this tourist crap for a penny more than the cost of manufacture. Then I met a straight shooter named Sinclair. He laid a sweet deal on me. Says he's got some hard luck folks down at Popper's Drop can whip up this junk at half the cost I used to pay. Yeah, I had to pick a needle or two out of the shipments, but all in all, nobody's the wiser. Yeah, I'm all the richer.
I keep forgetting to just use the drill. It's like this entire game is just muscle memory to me at this point. I just do everything automatically. I don't even think about it anymore. Gotta get used to it. Really gotta get used to it. Shadow. She's not moving. She won't move until I look at her. But even then, she's still scripting. This happened in BioShock 1 as well. There's a little part where you walked into this little dentist office, and you picked up you picked up a tonic, and then this like some smoke covers your vision, and he spawns behind you, and you turn around. But if you don't move, he won't attack you. Same deal here, except in this one, it's just if you looked at her too much, basically. So, yeah, she is ready to attack me, and I am directly in front of her. I believe this is a successful ambush.
It was a fun night.
It was a fun night. I just sent you a video, Sam, but they are getting really far on an emulation for Demon Souls, for on PC. And now they have it's running at 4K at 60 FPS, like Demon Souls running like that. It looks fantastic. They just have to finally get that emulator finishing out there, but they're making a lot of really good progress on it.
I know the surface, Eleanor. I spent half a lifetime there in service of the common good. But then I heard my own words twisted by fat old men squatting over the embers of Hiroshima. Were the modern world a patient in my care, I would diagnose it suicidal. On perhaps that point alone, Andrew Ryan is correct. Rapture is deliverance. We are the family, and through unity, we transcend the self.
I gotta disappear!
Do it! Do it! Yeah, that's good. Nancy Drew games? Where the fuck did... He flew really far. I wouldn't expect the... Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I wouldn't expect those to be good. Well, what are they like? Are they like point and clicks, or what are they? So I think Nancy Drew, and I automatically think point and click is, detective stuff.
I would diagnose it suicidal. On perhaps that point alone,
This isn't so bad at all. My lantern's lit.
Bucket.
You're worth nothing.
Golf ball. Wait. Toolbox. I'll have to look them up. How many are there? Is it like a really long series that stretched out for a while, or what? Yeah, if you love puzzle games, it's no wonder that you like the Resident Evil 2 so much, considering it's a combination of a puzzle game and a survival game. Jeez, when do they start development? Oh, also cutscenes about to play, so that's why I saved.
Until you arrive, Father, I'm trapped here. Smuggling these gifts out is the most I can do to help.
And another audio log too.
In ethical psychiatry, we must account for...
Eleanor Lamb speaking. Mum says I'm not to play with the other children because they're being raised on a diet of dog-eat-dog. I wanted to see these dog eaters, so I waited until Mum was gone and went out to find one. And guess what? The dog eaters wear human skins. It makes them look just like us.
That's India. Yeah, no wonder there's 28 of them. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look those up. These puzzle games I'm pretty big on those too. Though I'm usually different types of puzzle games from just point and click ones. I haven't played very many of those. In fact, I don't think I actually have ever completed one. But I'll definitely have to look it up. Did you ever play the first 3 Silent Hill games, or the first 4? Oh, I should save. Yeah, I'm gonna save real quick. Does this go pretty badly? Very much has that possibility. Oh, that's right. Actually, I tried to have you play Silent Hill 2 at my place at one point, didn't I? Forgot about that. Yeah, dude, those games are so good, though. Great puzzle games and, puzzle and survival horror games. Now, that big daddy won't bite until you do. But to get to little sis, you gotta put the old boy down for good. Let me save one more time. Am I ready? How ready am I? Don't walk into this. Don't walk into this. Don't walk into this, girl. Come on. No! Alright, you can go that way. That's fine. In fact, walk into the water, please. I turn this way. Whoa! This drill is fantastic!
Take a breath, son. You did it. Now, just let her ride on your shoulders and she'll trust you like her own daddy.
He's nicer than other daddies.
What? What'd I do? I used the drill. I did use it. It's a big daddy, man. It's different. I can't do it against all of them. But that was fantastic. That was fantastic. Now, to explain, well, Sinclair will do it, then I'll do a little condensed version. Adopt!
We're in business. Now, there are corpses all over Rapture, and little Dimples there can sniff out the atom on them. Find one.
So, oh, hold on, listen to this first.
I found one of those children at last. Filthy dress, all alone. I approached her, praying that it was my little girl. But she was gorging herself on blood from a corpse. It wasn't her. I stared, just reeling. And then that skinny, armored freak that took Cindy jumped me, shrieking like an animal. I escaped, but could Cindy have become one of those things? I've got to find her, now more than ever.
Just kind of wish BioShock 2 was about Mark Meltzer, because I like his story a lot too. Someone who like searching for his daughter, he finally found Rapture, and now he's searching through it for the first time. But it's a good subplot. Yeah, I think that's what I'll start doing too. Shocked and drill. I just have to invest in more fuel and maybe upgrade this one more time at the Power of the People station. So, little sisters in this one, way different than the first one. In the first one, you kill a big daddy, you get the little sister, you harvest it, or you rescue it, you get some Adam, and that's the end of it. Then you move on to the level or the next big daddy, and that was it. And it was balanced really. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm gonna shut up for a bit. I just realized the ambient sounds in this area are really, really good. Turn up the sound if you can. Like, not so it's blasting, but it is pretty creepy. Yeah, I think it sounds really good. Anyways, it was balanced horribly in the first one. How much? Yeah, it does make a lot of sound. But, oh. There are those voices again.
No time to play, Mr. B. More Adam for Big Sister.
Yeah, that's, they added some sounds to the background. It sounds really good. I'm pretty sure that's just the... That's just the hand making those sounds, mostly. Because I mute myself a lot of the times. Like, not right now, but when I was saying listen to the like the ambient sounds, I muted myself there. What was I saying? So yeah, Adam in the first one is balanced really, really badly because if you would think that shut up, little girl. You would think that when you harvest them, you would get more Adam in total. Like you're doing a bad thing, but you're helping yourself more. But no, that's not how it went. Every time you harvest a little sister in BioShock 1, you get 180 Adam. Or is it 160? Something like that. If you rescue them, you only get 90 or so. But every 3 little sisters you rescue, you get a bunch of Adam and you get a gift. And there's a whole bunch of Adam in there, and some tonics and stuff. And by the end of the game, if you did all the little sisters, rescue them, and did all the gifts, you'll end up with more Adam than you would even if you harvested them all. So there was actually no point whatsoever to harvesting them in the first one. They finally fits out in this one. So there is definitely a point to harvesting them. There's a point to rescuing them, and I am going to do the method that gets you the most total Adam, which means I will actually be harvesting most of the little sisters. So, let's do it this way. She'll tell you where the atom is.
Making a family's natural. You gotta fight just to do nature.
It's dancing, Daddy! Dancing!
What a moron.
She's got a juicy one, but when she starts draining out the atom, the splicers will come running. Be ready before you set her down on that body.
Just getting ready. Hopefully I didn't do it. But there's an achievement for doing one harvest thing. And not having you get damaged or the little sister get touched at any point during that. I'm gonna see if I can do that with this one. It's not incredibly hard. I keep missing.
Here's the angel.
Just put her right down on that corpse.
Are they despawning? Oh, I've been wasting them. They apparently they despawn. Damn it! That's stupid. Now I know. Drill only. I'm not going to do drill only here. I want to see if I can get this achievement. Forgive me. Okay, let's start. So every little sister takes you to a body with some atom. Then you gather the atom and defend them from splicers for a couple minutes.
That is a child of the family, not a toy for you to exploit and discard. It is fitting that you expire here. One more forgotten curio in Ryan's shrine to the self.
Here they come. Keep the splicers off her now till she's finished, or they'll never give up the hunt.
She's helpless. At least read our pamphlet.
Now you know the stakes, son.
But
a plasmid costs a bit more atom yet. Keep it up.
I took damage from my own explosion. If I didn't do that, I would have been... I'm doing it again! Oh, F12 is the straight shot button. Shut up. I'm doing that again. Thank you. Thank you very much, Sam. I'm also sorry. Shut up, little girl.
That is a child of the family, not a toy for you to exploit and discard. It is fitting that you expire here. One more forgotten curio in Ryan's shrine to the self.
Here they come. Keep the splicers off her now till she's finished, or they'll never give up the hunt.
I think that they are actually still there. They're just like... You just can't see them. Because he took a lot of damage when he was up there. Never mind, I'm not trying to do this achievement.
Are we gonna be together?
Now you know the stakes, son. But a plasmid costs a bit more atom yet. Keep it up.
Got hit at the end. But yeah, that's how that works. The first couple of them are going to be really scripted because they're the tutorial gathers. But other than that, there shouldn't be too much of an issue. Anyways, now we have even more exhibits. Starting going into the Journey to the Surface museum or ride thing. And here we have a little animatronic of Andrew Ryan.
Why, hello there. My name is Andrew Ryan. I built the city of Rapture for children just like you, because the world above had become unfit for us. But here, beneath the ocean, it is natural to wonder if the danger has passed. If those we left behind will ever come to their senses. So, let us imagine, you and I, what might befall us on the surface.
So this entire place was built by Ryan just to make kids scared to go to the surface. Also this. Get an achievement for that.
I told you about this one. Make him listen. Innocent. How could you?
It's dancing, Daddy! Dancing!
Enemies have a lot of drill ammo actually. This is good. Alright. Thanks for joining, Sam. I really appreciate it. And especially, you know, thanks for donating and talking to pretty much the entire time. It definitely makes streaming much more fun. I'm not sure when I'll be doing this again, because I'm going to finish this level and then stop for the day. I was hoping to be able to play through the entire game today, but that definitely won't be happening today. So I'm going to finish this level and then complete it a different day. Maybe even tomorrow. I'm not really sure, but probably early next week before Wednesday. So, yeah. Thank you very much again for joining, and I would very much like to see you stream. So tell me when you'll be doing that. That'd be pretty awesome. But yeah, thanks for joining. See you, man.
Will eternity be hot or cold? I wonder. I'll bring my shawl.
You don't even have to look at the baby. She won't even know it's there. Who's there?
You, me, and 1959. Alright, we'll do, man.
All of the children have finally fallen asleep. And now that the park is all quiet, I can't sleep myself. I guess it's just you and me, Mr. Voice Recorder. You, me, and 1959. I wonder what the new year will... What was that? Something's happened. The lights are going out. Kids, stay in your sleeping bags. It's gonna be fine.
And of course, similar as to what happened in the Kashmir restaurant, but the explosion went off from Atlas's men. Same thing happened here. This is also one of the places that was attacked. Let me save real quick. I've never actually been hit by this. I want to see what happens. Huh, not much really. And unlike in the first one, splicers have machine guns almost right away. In the first one, it took about to the 2/3 point through the game before they started having machine guns. Now it's just right here. But you know, you're a big daddy, so what does it matter? You're one of the most strong things here. So you're totally good. God, this ride got messed up. This is such a cool little place, though. Like, the docks, as if you're going towards Rapture in the docks or something. Not the best sand texture. Also, I'm going through this. I mean, dirt texture. I'm going through this, actually. in too close to it to be able to not actually be going through it. So I'm definitely going through this. It's pretty funny. I just wish I didn't see my feet. That way I didn't see my feet go through it.
On the surface, the farmer tills the soil, trading the strength of his arm for a home and lands of his own. But the parasites say no. What was yours is ours. We are the state. We are gone. We demand our share.
No. You don't get to. Now, funnily enough, even with the explosion and everything, this splicer over here did not hear any of that. Right there, working on that turret. Now he'll die pretty hard. I gotta work on my muscle memory for that, because I keep using the wrench when I don't mean to. Couple trap rivets, which is nice, because I believe I used them all. This song, very nice. Hack this real quick. A couple of traps. Yeah, this all seems pretty good. Wait, I need to hear this real quick. Oh, I love it. It sounds so good. Alright, we will listen to this soon. First, I want to drain the corpse of its atom.
I do not hate you, Delta. Indeed, I care for you in equal measure to any other sentient creature. But I cannot sacrifice 1,000 of my children for one rebellious son.
A simple tale of there to share.
Oh, I did that achievement again. Switching back to this then. Yay, done with it already. That was awesome. That was great. Loved it. Completely out of Adam, though. Or, well, almost. I mean, completely out of Eve. Or, well, almost.
I'm always safe.
Oh, did you hear that? The music ended at the right time, too.
All right, Chief. We've almost got enough Adam now. To get the rest, you'll have to take care of that little sister. There should be one of the air vents they favor in the workshop. Bring her down there.
So again, we could have her take us to one of the vents. One of the little sister vents. But since this is one of our quests, it's just going to take us there with the arrow since this is the main quest, so we'll just follow the arrow. There is a living splicer in here, but not anymore. Oh, I almost forgot. Auto diary.
I've been rationing my supplies ever since the park got cut off from the rest of Rapture. Gotta stay strong. I'm holed up in this workshop, surrounded by those wailing brats, trying to beat their way in. They want my food, my guns. They want it all. But I got a plan. I'm gonna fix up the transport sub that's been rusting in the maintenance bay. Then I'm gonna get the hell out of this hole. These animals want Rapture? They can have it.
And would you believe that just going to the left takes you right back to the start of the area? Really good use of shortcuts. Again, in my opinion, it's one of the best areas in the game. So concise, so focused. Everything about this area is so good. We have this big main middle area over there, and then a big thing that circles around that has a couple paths that leads back to the front. It's a really great area. And we got another audio diary too, right here, so we'll play that for a sec.
Lamb is becoming. Woman is a damned collectivist. Here in Rapture, how could the council fail to see it? Worse, to hide her intent, she gulls these patients of hers into religious frenzy. The new Kremlin will rise and swallow the council house before they realize they've been had. My city swept by the parasite. Everett skies. It's time, I think, to call Sinclair.
I would just like to point out that this paintbrush is now floating. As if you can't see it. Did they add this too? I don't remember these spinning before. That's cool they did. But yeah, this is floating. That's cool. The way this level all looks, because it's obviously, I mean, it's supposed to be a set for a theme park, right? And it reminds me so much of the way that Thief 2 looks. In terms of, like, you know, just the way that's all these buildings side by side and there's these alleyways you're going through. Check up here real quick before we keep going. Another audio diary.
Rapture is a paradise of the ego, Eleanor. Under Ryan, the voices of an entire city sing the virtues of greed and pride. But truth, rather, is in the body. Already they grow weary of struggling against one another in fruitless competition. Observe the bent backs, the drawn faces. Ryan promised us more, they seem to say. In what shall we now believe? And Eleanor, it is our task to answer.
Another little place here too.
The parasite makes nothing for itself. Its only tools are taxes and tithes meant to trick you into offering what it has not earned. In Rapture, we keep what is ours.
Authority incorporated, nice. I never actually read these signs before. I should keep doing that. Collapse Avenue.
On the surface, the scientist invests the power of his mind in a single miraculous idea and naturally begins to rise above his fellows. But the parasites say no. Discovery must be regulated. It must be controlled. And finally, surrender. Strives to frame his ideals in an image, challenge his audience and make his vision immortal. But the parasites say, no, your art must serve the cause. Your ideals endanger the people.
Persecution Boulevard. I knew you were in here. Fucking guy. I don't like that sound. It gives me so much anxiety. I think I'm good for now. I'll just keep going. Oh, nice little detail here. There's a bunch of smoke coming out of this, so it's like it fogs up your lens. I like that little stuff. And another one.
Lacking its own ingenuity, the parasite fears the visionary. But it cannot plagiarize, it seeks to censor. But it cannot regulate, it seeks to ban. Rapture was founded on an idea, and here they are held inviolate.
Special interest. Okay, so this is where the...
Now, Tannenbaum would have
Yeah.
you turn that sister human again. You'll get just enough Adam for our purposes, and the girls will likely try to repay you somehow. But Rapture's a high-stakes town, son, and she is a jackpot. You just have to be willing to take it all. You'll harvest more Adam than the price of one plasmid, so the rest is gravy. Think about it. Down here, it's your survival or hers.
Where the fuck is this slicer at? She's not even in here. I just keep hearing her voice, and I have for a really long while. So, this is where we choose whether to harvest or rescue the little sisters. Actually, we didn't harvest them right when we did them, but we can't rescue them right when we did them. We have to do all the other stuff first. So, harvest or rescue? Well, of course, we have a heart. Let's rescue the little sister.
Well, our Tin Man had a heart all along. Personally, I call that a liability, but you have enough Adam now. Barely. Head to the Hall of the Future and splice up with Incinerate.
Why does it sound like they're all echoes? Do you hear that too when we were over here? Everything sounded like we were like in a little echo chamber or something. That's pretty weird. This room shouldn't be echoey either, so... I don't know, maybe that was an effect from earlier carrying on to here. I think I've done ammo on most things except for my drill, but I need to get some more of that. But for the time being, it should be good to go. We can go and finish up this level and get some Incinerate, finally.
On the surface, your parents sought a private life, using their great talents to provide for you. They learned to twist the lies of church and government, believing themselves masters of the system. But the parasite said, no. The child has a duty. He will go to war and die for the nation.
Home sweet home. I forgot to look at the streets for this one. Torsion. Nice. Little extra stuff behind the scenes. First, we'll appear to find one more audio log for a character that we only heard once before, and this is the last time we will see her.
2 weeks at my last count. 2 weeks since we were trapped in this rotten park. I haven't been eating. The children need all the supplies we've got left. Need them more than I do. I don't know what's gonna happen. I can feel myself getting weaker. The children have noticed the condition I'm in, of course. What will happen once I'm gone? I'll be all alone.
MC. I suppose that now I know who my true friends were.
Baby, I want a child and a discussion, just like that.
I want a child and a discussion, just like that. This room actually looks a lot better than it used to. Not sure what it is. This doesn't look as good though. The lighting here is weird. That's just for the sake of it. I will go ahead and do damage increase or fuel. I think I'll do damage increase first.
I met with Sinclair today. Sinclair.
This rat.
It's this pseudo-legal firm he set up to take problems Ryan doesn't want to admit he has, and make them go away. I just took 40 front pages of the Tribune with stories about this fella. If he wasn't paying me not to. And he's got work for me, right? I ask what? And he flashes me these $1,000 stipend. He's saying this job will, quote, change history.
That was Stanley Poole. We'll be seeing more of him later on. It's a scummy little guy. Texas Avenue. Disease. I have never read this stuff. Well, I haven't never read this stuff before. It's so good. Okay, so right here there will be one slicer and I think a bot, but that'll be a non-issue if we just hack this. Almost didn't make that one. That would have been bad. Shoot that. He's in the water. Yeah, that was great. Here's a small little oddity. The only time in a game where there is a pallet that is breakable, and there's stuff behind it.
Third session today with this amazing limey shrink, Dr. Sophia Lamb. She said that all Ryan's horse shit about always looking out for number one is turning us little guys against each other. And what we need is unity, solidarity. Then, she held up a mirror. Turns out, I wear my hair and mustache just like Ryan. So today, I'm spreading the word about Lamb. And tonight, I'm shaving my whole stupid head.
Jesus.
Unable to provide for itself, the need of the parasite grows until war is made to justify it. Your parents brought you to Rapture where you need never fear the parasites again. So you see, there is no place for you on the surface. But you may bring the world to you. If you know someone who belongs in Rapture, write a letter to the Ryan Industries mailroom. And you never know. The next new face might be familiar.
Escape to Rapture. It looks so good. Of course, the anthem of Rapture is playing in the background too. This is such a beautiful set. An audio diary.
I know this facility is vital for the preservation of secrecy and Rapture, but seeing myself transformed into that lurching, waxen nightmare, do children truly respond to this? Still, I spoke to a young man exiting the park after the grand opening, asking him what, if anything, he had learned here. He said his chores didn't seem so bad anymore, as long as Mother wouldn't send him to the surface.
And this whole fear-mongering place does exactly as it's intended. Kids no longer want to leave. Well, worked very well. Surprisingly, there's only little girls in this entire series. I mean, for 1 and 2 at least. Before I turn left, I want to go right. They aren't following me right now, are they? They are! Shit. Alright, well, I'll take this boost and another tonic. Oh, you may have noticed. The first game had 3 different types of tonic tracks. With those tracks, you'd have engineering, shit, I think I forgot what they all were. Engineering, combat, and physical tonics. In this one, there are no more tracks, which means that you can have a much larger variety of tonics. Or not larger variety, you actually have the same amount. But the types of tonics you can have are... basically your builds to be a lot more diverse now. Because you don't ever have to worry about only being able to have a couple of tonics in a certain slot.
I've got a little dating tip for you, Jimbo. It'll get you out of that lonely hearts club for good. This scheme works 100% of the time, guaranteed. First, find some Betty and take her to Ryan Amusements. Then, you'll go to the gift shop, buy her a teddy bear. This is key. I ain't kidding around. Then, you buy her a ticket on Journey to the Surface. As soon as you hit that first scare, bingo! Tunnel of love.
That's the best voice for that guy. This Dolan drill only is actually pretty expensive. And the final area we haven't been to yet, which will lead to the end of the level. I mean, won't lead to it, but it will be the start of it. I'm going to save this. It's been a long time since I have.
Busted pile of junk. Didn't you, Edna? Everything you touch turns to shit.
Mean. You're mean, Roger. It was probably your some big fat hand that allowed.
Sometimes one of them runs this way, so I'll just stay here and wait. But usually the... Yep. Usually the turret kills him. I'm not sure why she comes here. Doesn't really matter too much though, it's fine.
So, you would drain the people of their life's blood. Rapture is a body, Delta. I am the voice, and Big Sister is the hand. When Rapture speaks of you, it says only this. Sleep now. Your day is done.
There she is. And there she goes, she disappears. Oh, wait. There we go. Despawns. Disappears right there. Sorry, I had to ruin the illusion. Is this the same plaque that was in the first one? I don't think I ever made that connection before for some reason. Father's love.
We lost another of the Alpha Series protectors today in testing. Somewhere outside the city limits, he simply vanished. For these men, Rapture has no walls. We must find a method of conditioning them against abandonment of the Little Sisters. Something physical, possibly even lethal. The lab aides are starting to call them Big Daddies. Perhaps there's some genius to that. Bonded pairs, connected by a love that kills.
And incinerate Weirdo. Watched the video for this one. I went last time.
Light up enemies to 1,000 degrees. Warning, fire spreads.
I wonder why they had to redo the voice for that one. I think we should save that for now, though, because there's another one we can go to. You're alive.
But this party just hit the skids. Carl needs a light for his cigar, and no one can help him.
Gotta use the FTs to equip these. Oh no, I just realized. I remember why F8 is the button for quit saving. It is because... Where is it? F11 will do. It is because F8 is used to equip plasmids. What the hell was that sound? Okay, I might want to get this or this. I'm not sure which one. I'm thinking this. That is a fantastic plasmid to have. I mean, a fantastic tonic to have. Reduces all physical damage. Jeez! Why was that so loud? Well, before I continue on, let me save. Good sense of dread. Alright, let's do this boss fight. Oh, damn it! If you hit them at the right time, then that counts out their attack! This is actually a difficult enemy. Oh good. I didn't do this, right? Alright, did it. Most of my equipment's gone.
Holy Moses, son. Not even a big sister can keep you down. Well, come on back and melt.
Oh, sorry.
The ice and we can say goodbye to this 2-bit carny ride.
Yeah, there we go. Boss fight's done, and we can get going. But first, I should get the health upgrade. Sorry for that. Do I want a health upgrade or an EVE upgrade? Yeah, I think I'll take a health upgrade. And there we go. Granted, I was hoping that would fill my health as well. But that's alright.
Saw the individual as a hero, a noble survivor, and Rapture was his paradise, a shrine to the supremacy of the self. The result? Slavery, genocide, chaos. Now that the tyrant is dead, we are a true collective, a single family.
This should be the last... No, 2 more auditories for this area.
He's gone. James was the only man I ever loved. Now it's like he never even came to Rapture. He heard me sing in the limbo room. Came up all bashful. He liked hearing songs about what it's really like to live in this town. I think he's been trying to organize folks against Ryan. And now he's gone. And I'm here. Singing Rise, Rapture, Rise. Scared to death they're gonna come for me.
Outstanding, sport. You're proving to be quite a windfall. Now just open the train tunnel from the security booth there, and I'll come out and jump on.
Definitely didn't mean to do that. And here's Sinclair in the flesh. Looks like clay.
I like to look a man in the eye when I give him my word. You and me, kid, we're going places.
I had thought you some golem of Sinclair's, brought here to hold Rapture's arms while he rifles through her pockets. But no, you are aware of your plight. Who, I wonder, would be so cruel to force a mirror on a man with no face?
Lamb was waiting for us. Come out shooting and start the train.
Yep, alright, so we're gonna save real quick. Oh wait, that's F11 now. And that's that. The end of Ryan Amusements. So I'm actually going to save right here. And then end for the day. That way we can see the beginning of the next level, which is called Pauper's Drop. Right when we're doing it. So yeah. Thank you very much for joining. I'm sorry that I couldn't do the entire game today like I planned to do at first, but it should make the pacing for the next couple streams a bit better. So that way I'll probably have more to talk about and more things to say about each level. Because it is easy to get pretty winded while you're streaming for a while. So, thank you very much for joining. If you stuck along, then thank you very much for anybody who donated. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. So, thank you all very much for being here, and I will see you guys next time.